confirmed the backup tapes from 2011 no longer existed because they have been recycled. Do you know who said that?
Sounds like me.
It is you.
The backup tapes may in fact exist.
I have no information as whether there's anything usable on those tapes.
Did you read the release that talked about a scratched hard drive? Does that concern you that it was scratched and not crashed?
I find it vexing that once the IG is involved, nobody else can do anything. That is not supported by the law.
Why didn't you tell us the IRS had destroyed emails that belonged to Lois Lerner? Why didn't you tell us that?
So they were not destroyed as a conscious effort by the IRS.
If the folks like Lois Lerner and others would have spent less time targeting groups and less time trying to overturn Supreme Court decisions they didn't agree with, maybe morale would be better.
I don't know where to begin, but we're going to get you through the backflips that have just gone on in the past 2 days for the IRS. That was the Commissioner, John Koskinen, getting grilled this morning by Republican lawmakers as the IRS is once again accused of misleading Congress in its investigation into the IRS for targeting conservative groups. Today, Commissioner Koskinen testified that contrary to many prior representations, including by him, Koskinen, backup tapes containing the, quote, lost emails from Lois Lerner, who's at the center of this scandal, may in fact exist. They may have backup tapes. Just a month ago, Commissioner Koskinen testified backup tapes do not exist. Karl Rove is a Fox News political contributor and former senior advisor to President George W. Bush. Let's put it on the board. This is Koskinen a month ago in June telling Congress, quote, we confirmed that backup tapes from 2011 no longer existed because they've been recycled pursuant to the IRS normal policy. Today, they do exist. I don't know how they found them, he testified. Carl.
Well, it's actually worse than that because Koskinen made that statement and then did not proactively come forward and say, I found new information. In fact, what happened is last week, Ways and Means investigators interviewed the deputy counsel at the IRS, Thomas Kane, and he said, we think we've now found them and we think they now exist. That information was released on Monday. There's been no attempt by Commissioner Koskinen to come up to Congress since his mistaken testimony and correct the record. And so it's even worse than you depict.
So that speaks to the backup tapes of these alleged emails. And then they asked him specifically about the hard drive, which the IRS had earlier told Congress that thing is destroyed. No data is recoverable. That's exactly what they told him. They said it in court, and they actually said it in July. Here is a declaration they filed in court. There was a determination made that it was no longer operational. This is the hard drive. And that no data was able to be recovered. Well, you know what they said this week? Well, the hard drive was scratched, but data was recoverable. I mean, they can't even get their story straight under oath.
Well, it's even worse than you depict because what happened is Koskinen makes that statement to Congress. Now, also remember, this is weasel language that they filed with the court. They said they couldn't recover data. Ways and Means Committee investigators are talking to IRS and IT people, the nerds in the back shop of the IRS, and they say, yes, it was scratched. It was not irreplaceably damaged, and we couldn't have recovered it, but other people could have recovered it. So, once again, Koskinen said something under oath and then did not proactively come forward when his own people told him otherwise.